Good morning, students. I welcome you to the fifth session of mine on electrochemistry. In the last few sessions, we learned about galvanic cells, their representation, electrode potentials, electrochemical series, applications of electrochemical series, etc. So, with the background today, we will have a discussion on the concentration cells. So, in the galvanic cells, when we discussed, we learned that EMF of the galvanic cell arises due to difference in electrode potentials. In galvanic cells, for example, take again a Daniell cell. This is the Daniell cell. So, galvanic cells are made up of two different electrolytes, different electrodes dipped in their respective electrolyte solutions. I repeat, galvanic cells constitute or consist of two different electrodes dipped in the respective electrolyte solutions. So, in Daniell cell, you have zinc electrode and copper electrode. Zinc rod dipped in zinc sulfate solution, copper rod dipped in copper sulfate solution. So, these are the two different electrodes and in contact with their respective electrolytes. And electrode potential of this copper and zinc being different, potential difference causes flow of current. So, this difference in electrode potentials is responsible for EMF of Daniell cell, or in general, in a galvanic cell, EMF arises due to difference in electrode potentials of two electrodes which constitute the galvanic cell. But when it comes to concentration cell, in concentration cells, EMF arises due to transfer of matter from one compartment to the other compartment, from anode compartment to the cathode compartment, for example. So, in concentration cells, EMF arises due to transport of matter or transfer of matter from one compartment to the other compartment because of the difference in concentration. So, concentration cells are the devices in which electromotive force arises due to transfer of matter from one compartment to the other compartment due to difference in concentration of the electrolytes or electrodes. So, that's why these are called as a concentration cells. The name itself indicates concentration cells are the devices in which EMF arises due to difference in concentration. Okay, so concentration cells are of two types: electrode concentration cells and electrolyte concentration cells. So, electrode concentration cells, here two electrodes of different concentration are dipped into the electrolyte of same concentration. Electrode concentration cells are the devices in which two similar electrodes of different concentration are dipped into the electrolyte of same concentration. So, here, and in electrolyte concentration cells, two similar electrodes are dipped into same electrolyte of different concentration. So, as I said, in concentration cells, there is a difference either in concentration of the electrolyte or in the concentration of electrode. If electrode concentration is different and electrolyte concentration is the same, then they are called electrode concentration cells. In electrolyte concentration cells, electrode concentration is the same and electrolyte concentration is different. This is first difference. Okay. And in galvanic cells, we learned that the two electrodes which constitute galvanic cell are different and the electrolytes are also different. But in concentration cells, we use a pair of same electrodes and a pair of same electrolyte. In electrode concentration cells, a pair of same electrodes of different concentration are dipped into same electrolyte or electrolyte of same concentration. In electrolyte concentration, two same electrodes of same concentration are dipped into same electrolyte of different concentration. So that is the difference between electrode concentration cell and electrolyte concentration cell. So let us see how to represent this electrode concentration cell. In electrode concentration cell, electrodes are the same, the pair of electrodes used are the same but with a different concentration, and electrolyte is the same with the same concentration. For example, if you take hydrogen gas electrode, hydrogen gas electrode at 1 atmosphere in contact with HCl solution of same concentration, say C1. So here another electrode of say 2 atmospheres, say at 298 Kelvin. Let us see at constant temperature. This electrode, hydrogen, here hydrogen gas is passed through HCl at 1 atmosphere pressure. Here hydrogen gas is passed at a pressure of 2 atmospheres into the same HCl. So electrolyte concentration is the same, but electrode concentration is different. Hydrogen gas concentration depends upon pressure. So higher the pressure, higher would be the concentration. So electrodes are the same, both are hydrogen electrodes, but concentration of electrode is different. So here it is a gas electrode, so since the pressure is different, electrode concentration would be different. So two similar electrodes of different concentration are dipped into same electrolyte. Here only one electrolyte, concentration is the same. So such electrodes, such cells are called electrode concentration cells. If you take metal electrodes, you can take amalgam electrodes. What is amalgam? Is a mixture of metal and mercury. So if you take zinc amalgam electrodes, some amount of zinc is mixed with mercury, and this is dipped into zinc sulfate solution, and the other electrode is zinc amalgam electrode, but here concentration of zinc is C2. Here concentration of zinc is C1, here concentration of zinc is C2. So electrode concentration is different. Electrodes are the same, both are zinc electrodes, and concentration is different. Therefore, dipped into the same electrolyte solution. It can be 1 molar. You keep the concentration of this constant. So this is the example of electrode concentration cell. Okay, so we have electrode concentration cells. And next type of concentration cells are electrolyte concentration cells. The moment we hear the term concentration cells, it should immediately come to your mind that these are the cells consisting of same electrodes and same electrolyte, but differing in the concentrations. So in electrolyte concentration cells, two similar electrodes of same concentration are dipped into same electrolyte of different concentration. Now let us see. So electrolyte concentration cell, for example, again take zinc. Zinc in contact with zinc ions of concentration C1 connected with another zinc electrode wherein zinc is in contact with zinc ions of different concentration. Here zinc electrode, it is a pure zinc, so concentration of the electrode is the same, and electrolyte concentration. Electrolyte is once again the same, maybe zinc sulfate. So here concentration of zinc sulfate is C1, concentration of zinc sulfate here is C2. So here the two electrodes, similar electrodes of same concentration are dipped into same electrolyte of different concentration. So this is an example of electrolyte concentration. So also if you have gas electrodes also. You can take a glass electrode like a platinum Cl2 gas in contact with the Cl minus ion of one concentration, another electrode and Cl2. So here two chlorine gas electrodes. These are two chlorine gas electrodes where pressure is same. So let me say P1, P1. So pressures of chlorine gas are the same. So concentration of chlorine will be the same. But look at chloride ion concentration. They are different. So this is another example of electrolyte concentration cells. So we have two types of concentration cells, namely electrode concentration cells and electrolyte concentration cells. Okay. Now let us see, how does EMF arise in these cells? So if you consider electrolyte concentration cell of the type, it's an electrolyte concentration cell. Right. So we have learned that according to IUPAC convention of representing a cell, anode is written first, followed by cathode. And oxidation occurs at anode, reduction occurs at cathode. Now let us see. At anode, it is the oxidation. This is the reaction taking place. At cathode, this is the reaction taking place. So net reaction is what? So net reaction is this, which indicates, looking at this net reaction, it indicates that there is a net transfer of zinc 2 ions from C2 concentration to C1 concentration, right? So zinc ions are transferred from this compartment to this compartment. So there is a net transport or transfer of zinc ions from C2 to C1 concentration. So how to write expression for EMF of this cell? So EMF of this cell is a concentration cell, and we have learned it is E difference in electrode potentials of right hand side electrode minus left hand side electrode, or E cathode minus E anode. We have already learned. So right hand side electrode is a zinc electrode. According to Nernst equation, how do we write that? Log right hand side electrode, it is C2. This is the electrode potential of right hand side electrode. I put plus sign here, so reactants will be, what is the we always consider a redox reaction as per IUPAC convention. So in the Nernst equation, if you put plus sign here, reactant will be in the numerator. So also this left hand side electrode, it will be E naught plus 0.0591 by 2 log C1. So what will be the net reaction? If you open the bracket, this gets cancelled. So you have 0.0591 by 2 log C2 by C1. This is the expression for EMF of this cell, which is an electrolyte concentration cell. So if C2 is greater than C1, I said there will be net transfer of zinc ions from C2 to C1. So because of this transfer of zinc ions, EMF is developed and current is produced. So as long as C2 is greater than C1, we can obtain electricity from this concentration cell. Once C2 becomes equal to C1, then cell EMF falls to 0, cell stops functioning. So this is the expression for EMF of this concentration cell. Or in general, we can also write this as RT over NF to log base E. So this is the general expression for EMF of electrolyte concentration cell. I am not discussing about the electrode concentration cell, right? I only gave the example and I told you the difference between electrode concentration cell and electrolyte concentration cell. So here I am discussing in detail about electrolyte concentration cells, because we have again two types of electrolyte concentration cell. So here this is the general expression. This is the general expression for EMF of electrolyte concentration cell. Now let us see the types of electrolyte concentration cells. There are two types of electrolyte concentration cells, namely concentration cells with transference and concentration cells without transference. We'll understand what is the difference between these two. So we have two types of electrolyte concentration cells. One category is concentration cells with transference and concentration cells without transference. So let us study it one by one. So concentration cells. Without transference. Concentration cells without transference. So what does this mean? In concentration cells without transference, there is no direct transfer of matter from one compartment to the other. That's the difference. That is called concentration cell without transference. In these cells, there is no direct transfer of matter from one compartment to the other. And this is achieved by taking care that the two electrolytes are not in direct contact. It's an electrolyte concentration cell. And electrodes are the same, concentration is the same, electrolyte is same, but concentration is different. So here, since an electrolyte concentration, an electrolyte from one compartment is transferred to the other compartment. But in concentration cells without transference, there is no direct transfer of the electrolyte from one compartment to the other. That's why they are called as concentration cells without transference. And whenever we build concentration cells without transference, we will not take a pair of electrodes, but we take a pair of cells. So concentration cells without transference are constructed by taking a pair of cells. What is a cell? A cell is made up of a pair of electrodes. So in constructing concentration cells without transference, we need two cells. Same. Let us see what also. So we always require a pair of cells, and these cells are connected to one another in such a way that they send current in opposite direction. So in concentration cells without transference, two cells are connected in such a way that they send current in opposite direction. For example, let us see a hydrogen gas electrode connected along with the silver chloride electrode. So hydrogen gas electrode with a silver chloride electrode. We learned in the last class, silver chloride is a secondary reference electrode. And this is a hydrogen gas electrode at 1 atmosphere. This here. So, this is one cell. The same cell. In the sense, cell with the same electrodes, but with a different concentration. So we consider this is an example of what? Electrolyte concentration cell. Electrodes are the same, concentration is the same, but electrolyte concentration is different, right? So these two cells, now this is one cell and this is the other cell. Okay, now these two cells are connected in such a way that they send current in opposite direction. So this is one cell, this is the other cell. Electrodes are the same, of same concentration, but electrolyte concentration is different. So now these two cells are connected in such a way that they send current in opposite direction. So before I represent this combination of cells to form concentration cell without transference, let me tell you what would be the reaction taking place in this cell and reaction taking place in this cell. So in this case, this is anode, this is cathode, right? So at anode, oxidation takes place. At cathode, reduction takes place. So we have half H2, H plus ion concentration is C1. So we have half H2 plus AgCl giving rise to H plus C1 plus Ag. So we have H plus ions of C1 concentration. So Cl minus ions of C1 concentration. Okay. So this is the net reaction. Same way, this is the net reaction. This is the net reaction taking place in cell 1. In the same way, net reaction taking place in the second cell would be what? Half H2 plus AgCl. This is solid. H plus C2, Cl minus C2 plus Ag. This is the net reaction taking place in cell 2. So this is cell 1, this is cell 2. Net reaction taking place in cell 1 and net reaction taking place in cell 2. Now let us see. So let me write this half H2 plus AgCl giving rise to H plus C1 Cl minus C1 plus Ag. So this is the net cell reaction taking place in cell 1, net cell reaction taking place in cell 2. Now we connect these two cells in such a way that no, this is one cell, these are the cell. Look how they are written. So when we connect like this externally, these cells send current in opposite direction, right? So when we connect these two cells in this way, what will be the net reaction here? E right minus E left. EMF of this cell will be E right minus E left. And what will be the net reaction? This is EMF. And what is the cell reaction here? So equation 2 minus equation 1. So if you subtract this from this, what we get is, you can try that. So by subtracting equation 1 from equation 2, we get this reaction. So what's happening is that when we connect like this, the reaction, net reaction taking place is transport of HCl from C2 concentration to from C1 concentration. And these electrolytes are not in direct contact. Look here. So there is no direct transfer of matter, but when we connect like this, so that the current descent is in the opposite direction, this is the net reaction that is taking place, and therefore EMF of this cell can be written as, so E without transference, I write like this, WOT stands for EMF of the cell without transference. So I get for this cell, this is the E. You need not worry about the derivation. You can derive it, and derivation is not necessary, remember this. Or in general, for this reaction, this cell I have taken this. Or in general, what will be the equation? Or T over F. We have already learned this announced equation, or is gas constant. T is absolute temperature. N is number of electrons involved in the cell reaction. F is Faraday. Natural logarithm or log base E. So this is the EMF of the cell without transference. So note down this. This is important. So remember this. Now let us consider concentration cells with transference. So let me write at one corner. Let me write on one corner. EMF of the cell without transference is given by this RT over NF natural log C2 by C1. Now let us consider concentration cells with the transference. Concentration cells with the transference. So here the two electrolytes, again it's an electrolyte concentration cell with the transference. So here the two electrolytes means same electrolyte of two different concentrations are in direct contact. For example, again let me take the hydrogen gas electrode. So there can be a porous plate like this which separates the two. So two hydrogen gas electrodes of same concentration, pressure is same. So electrode concentration is the same. And same electrolyte HCl, but concentrations are different. So here concentration is C1 and concentration of HCl is C2. Look at this. These two electrolytes are in contact through a porous spot. In the sense, ions can easily travel from this side to this side or from here to here. So here they are in direct contact. So what happens at anode? Left hand side electrode is anode, right? At anode, oxidation takes place cathode, reduction takes place. A net reaction is H plus C2 So H plus ions are moving from C2 to C1. From cathode compartment, H plus ions are moving to anode compartment. Or in other words, here H plus ion concentration increases because H2 gas is getting oxidized. H plus ion concentration is increasing, and here H plus ion concentration is decreasing because hydrogen ions are consumed here. So hydrogen ions are produced here and hydrogen ions are consumed here. So what happens? So here there is increase in H plus ion concentration, there is decrease in H plus ion concentration here. So what happens? To maintain neutrality, Cl minus ions move. Okay, so H plus ions will move from C2 to C1, Cl minus ions will move from C1 to C2. So this is how it can be represented. H plus ions move in one direction because H plus ions are produced here and they are consumed here, so there will be net flow of H plus ions from here to here, and Cl minus ions will move from this side to this side. So H plus ions move in one direction, Cl minus ions move in the opposite direction, and we have learnt in conductance part that the transport number of H plus ions and Cl minus ions are different, or ionic mobilities of H plus and Cl minus ions are different. Therefore what happens? Due to difference in ionic mobilities, in turn difference in transport number of H plus and Cl minus ions, what is happening? The charges on the either side will not be balanced. Electrical neutrality will not be balanced because H plus ions move faster and Cl minus ions move at slower rate. So what happens? The electrical neutrality on either side is a discharge. Therefore, there is a charge separation. Because of the difference in number of H plus ions and Cl minus ions are moving. Why is there a difference in number of H plus ions and Cl minus ions crossing the border? Because of the difference in velocities. More number of H plus ions move in one direction and less number of Cl minus ions move in the opposite direction. So H plus ion concentration in one compartment increases, in the other compartment Cl minus ion concentration increases. So what happens is that there is a charge separation at this junction. This charge separation of plus and minus leads to what? For liquid junction potential. Apart from the EMF of the cell, there is a EMF generated due to transport of matter in the cell. So that is EMF, inherent EMF of the cell. Along with that EMF of the cell, there is another potential developed at the junction. This is the junction, point of contact of two electrolytes. So at this junction, because of the charge separation, because of the unequal charges on either side, there is a charge separation and potential develops. Because plus charge and minus charge, they are unequal, potential develops. So it consists of liquid junction potential. Therefore, EMF of this cell with transference is a combination of E cell plus ELJT. It also includes a liquid junction potential. So in the concentration cells with the transference, along with EMF of the cell, there is another potential which is developed at the junction of two electrolytes, which is called as liquid junction potential. So what is liquid junction potential? Potential arising at the junction of two electrolytes of different concentration. So potential arises due to difference in charges on either side. So that's called liquid junction potential. So, and we do not worry, let's not worry about how to derive the expression for electrode potential for EMF of the cell with transference. So it is given by 2t minus 1 RT over NF natural log C2 by C1. This is a EMF of the cell without transference. Here there is no liquid junction potential at all because the two electrolytes are not in direct contact. So this potential does not include liquid junction potential. So here this is written by RT over NF. So this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. So equation 1 includes, it is the sum of EMF of concentration cell plus liquid junction potential, and without transference this is purely EMF of the cell. So from these two values, from these two expressions, we can write expression for liquid junction potential. This is important from exam point of view. Write a note on liquid junction potential. So liquid junction potential arises in concentration cells with the transference. And in concentration cells with the transference, this potential is the sum of EMF of the cell plus liquid junction potential. In EMF of the cell without transference. In the case of concentration cell without transference, it's purely EMF. So liquid junction potential can be obtained by subtracting EMF of concentration cell without transference from EMF of concentration cell with transference, because this is EMF of the cell plus liquid junction potential. This is purely EMF of the cell. So this minus this will give you liquid junction potential. So look. So this is 2T minus 1, where T minus is transport number of anion. You have studied in 4th semester under conductance part. What is transport number of an ion? It is the fraction of total current carried by an ion. Okay. So T minus is transport number of anion. T plus is the transport number of cation, and sum of transport numbers of cation and anion is always equal to 1. This I have already learned in your 4th semester. So here T minus is transport number of anion, RT over NF natural log base E minus RT over NF. Right. So here this factor is common. So this can also be written as 2T minus 1 RT over NF log base E C2 over C1. So T2 minus can be written like this. And 1T minus can be replaced by 1 minus T plus, because T minus plus T plus is equal to 1. So T minus is equal to 1 minus T plus. That's what I have written here. Minus 1 RT over NF natural log C2 over C1. So when you open the bracket, so this is the expression for liquid junction potential, where T minus is transport number of anion, T plus is transport number of cation, or gas constant T, absolute temperature, N number of electrons involved in the cell reaction, F is Faraday, C2 and C1 are concentration of the electrolytes. Right. So this is the expression for liquid junction potential. Now, from this expression, it's clear. If T minus is equal to T plus, if transport number of anion is equal to transport number of cation, what happens? Liquid junction potential becomes 0. Because these are equal. So, if it's something 0.5 minus 0.5 is equal to 0, this becomes 0. So liquid junction potential becomes 0 if transport number of anion and cation are equal. Right. So With this knowledge, with this knowledge, we can eliminate liquid junction potential by using salt bridge. Elimination of liquid junction potential. So we can eliminate liquid junction potential by connecting the two electrolytes of different concentration with a salt bridge. In the earlier case, in concentration cell with transference, what you have done is that the two electrolytes, same electrolyte of two different concentrations, are in direct contact with a porous membrane. They are in direct contact. Now what happens? Because of this direct contact, liquid junction potential arises here. So in order to avoid that, we connect these electrolytes of different concentration with the help of a salt bridge. Okay, so you have a platinum wire dipped here, platinum wire dipped here, hydrogen gas being passed, hydrogen gas being bubbled, right? So liquid junction potential can be eliminated by using a salt bridge. So what type of salts? So salt bridge is used. So salt bridge eliminates liquid junction potential. So when I say salt bridge, it's a bridge made up of salts. So a salt bridge can be constructed by taking a U-shaped tube filled with aqueous salt solution. So this is a salt bridge. A U-shaped glass tube filled with a salt. I'll tell you what type of salts. So close this with a cotton plug and you can place this into two beakers like this. So salt bridge can be placed like this, which connects the electrolytes, as you have seen in Daniell cell. So what are the salts used in salt bridge? Why it's called salt bridge? It's a bridge because it's connecting two electrolytes, anode compartment and cathode compartment. So it's a bridge. And what that bridge is made up of? Salts. That's why it's called a salt bridge. So which salts are used in preparing salt bridge? So in which transport number of anion is approximately equivalent to transport number of cation. So only such salts whose anion and cation have equal or almost equal transport numbers. So the salts whose anion and cation have nearly same transport numbers are the examples of KCl, KNO3, ammonium chloride, ammonium nitrate. So these are the salts which are used in the preparation of salt bridge. So KCl is most widely used salt in constructing a salt bridge. So they may ask you to write a note on liquid junction potential. That's the question. You say what is liquid junction potential and how it is eliminated. Write the expression for liquid junction potential. And if they ask you to write a note on salt bridge for 2 marks, you say what is salt bridge, what is its function, and what are the salts used. So remember, the salts used in salt bridge are those salts whose anion and cation have equal or almost equal transport numbers. Then only liquid junction potential, only when this condition is satisfied, liquid junction becomes 0. Or if they are nearly same, liquid junction potential will be minimum. It's almost negligible. So this is about the liquid junction potential and salt bridge. So here we'll stop with this. We come to the end of discussion on concentration cells. So please post your comments so that I can improve my teaching or I can improve the quality of videos. So please keep posting comments in the comment box. Thank you.